Well, good evening. I want to thank you and thank the entire ENR team for making tonight happen. Specifically, I want to thank Richard Corman. Your passion for safety in the construction industry and your relentless pursuit of the story, it's unmatched in journalism, and I truly appreciated getting to know you. That's right. I'm humbled to be standing here today amongst the other 25 newsmakers. Your stories of passion and perseverance inspire me. Whether it's building sustainable projects that will make a difference for generations, or the reconstruction of bridges that support critical supply chains, your stories are incredible. Here at Quanta Services, we have a world-class safety program. Or at least that's what we believed. That's what we said, and that's what we showed in our metrics. Our OSHA rates, they were best in class. We were hurting fewer and fewer people, and we were proud. However, as our OSHA rates came down, our significant injury rates did not. At the end of each month, quarter, or year, we would report out and we'd be proud of our performance. But seemingly the very next day, we'd have a significant event that changed somebody's life. We started asking questions. How could this happen? Our numbers are good, but lives are still being changed. Why is that? We went to work studying the issue. I read the latest literature, talked with thought leaders in the space, and I reviewed any information I could find. I started asking questions like, what's really happening? Why don't people just follow the rules? Our employees care, don't they? What's happening when nothing's happening? And finally, have we been doing safety wrong all these years? Over this period, I learned many things and started to gain some clarity. I found out the stuff that kills you is different than the stuff that hurts you, and we have to address that in different ways. We also learned that our employees are the best source of learning, and if we're going to get better, we needed their expertise. Around this time, our CEO, Duke Austin, and I were attending a client meeting on the East Coast to review recent safety performance, what our injury trends were, and what we were doing to address those trends. We no doubt talked about hand injuries, soft tissue injuries, and so on. We were proud of our numbers. The meeting was fine, nothing earth-shattering. It was just okay. On the way back to Houston that night, Duke and I spent the time talking about our safety history and where we needed to go. You see, Duke is fourth generation in this business, and he's passionate about the men and women in the field. He challenged me, and collectively all of us at Quanta, to create a system that was truly world-class, that would lead our industry, and most importantly, that stopped life-changing events. He said, we can't continue to do what we've done for the past 50 years and expect different results. We talked about what I've learned from my research and my new view on safety. By the time we arrived in Houston, we had an alignment on a new vision. We often say this was the night that the capacity model took flight. Now, there's something you should know about me. I'm kind of a safety geek. This is what I do. I'm passionate about it, and I've dedicated my professional career to protecting the men and women doing the work. So following this conversation, you could say I was a little bit excited. I got alignment with our CEO. I couldn't wait to get started, and I couldn't sleep. All night long, I was waiting to call because I had to talk to one person. It's 4 a.m. It's probably too early. I get to 5, still too early. 6, can I call now? I even typed the number in, but I didn't hit send. 7 o'clock, and I called Kim Riddle. Kim is our vice president of HR, and she's a rock star. Now, it was early when I made this call, and I would say Kim was maybe a little groggy or startled by the call, right? The conversation went something like this. Kim, I need your help. Sure, Matt. Anything. What can I do? Obviously worried, because on a typical day, if human resources and safety are talking at 7 a.m. in the morning, it's not going to be a good day. Kim, we have about 55,000 employees, correct? Yes, Matt. What do you want? I need to know one thing. Sure, Matt. What is it? Kim, just one question. Matt, what is it? Are all of our employees human beings? And Kim said, oh, Matt, you see, we've worked together for a while, so she's used to my sarcasm. I said, Kim, I'm serious. I need to know this. So you can imagine what's going on at Kim's house at 7 in the morning. So like any good Quanta employee, Kim shut her computer down around 5 p.m., drove home, got to the kitchen table, opened up her laptop, and began her night shift. That's what we do. Now she's made it back to the kitchen table. She's put me on speaker. You can vision this, right? All I can hear is paper shuffling. She's pounding the keyboard. It seemed like it took forever. It was probably only 2, 3, 4 minutes. She said, Matt, I checked off 55,000 records. She did this in 3 minutes. I told you she's a rock star. And she said, we only employ human beings. Perfect. Perfect. I said, thank you, Kim. Have a great day. That's all I needed to know. And I hung up the phone. And I was off to change the way we do safety. I bet if you all run a similar exercise in your company, you would have similar results. You see, the capacity model starts with one foundational truth. We only employ humans. And all humans, all of us, we have one thing in common. We're fallible. We all make mistakes. I'm like 15 in just this evening. Right? We all make mistakes. And we have to make a paradigm shift. It's not if we make a mistake, it's when we make a mistake. We must shift from it's not if, it's when. This is what we know. Life-changing, life-altering, and life-ending events are due to the release of energy that the body cannot absorb. So if high energy is present, we must build capacity to absorb a mistake or absorb failure without changing a life. Let's look at the history of the safety profession for a second. Let's go back to the late 60s. Far too many Americans were getting hurt, maimed, and killed in the workplace. So the government stepped in and created OSHA, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. And within a short period of time, we had rules-based safety, and it had an effect. Injuries came down, but they didn't go away. Fast forward 20, 30 years, here comes behavioral-based safety. With this, we try to fix the employee. Now, I think we can influence the employee, but fix a human? I don't think so. Both rules-based and behavioral-based safety played a role to get us to where we are today, but neither eliminated significant events. So we must ask ourselves, why is that? I believe it's because you can't legislate failure out of work. We can't write a new rule and expect to never have that issue again. Nor can I ask a human being to care more and expect a different result. If we're going to eliminate significant events, we must understand that failures are going to happen, and we must build capacity to absorb failure without changing lives. With the capacity model, we no longer write programs to comply with a regulation or impress a client. We designed the capacity model with one thing in mind: the men and women in the field. We are using field language to make safety consumable. Not dumbed down, consumable. We're talking about what's important. We're talking about sticky, or the shit that kills you. Sorry, Mom. When energy is released, what will protect you and your crew? And is that enough? If we get these questions right, these 3 questions: what's sticky about this task? What are we doing about it? And when energy is released, is that enough? If we get those questions right each day, each week, each task, everyone makes it to the kids' baseball game this weekend. Now, I know very few of you, maybe none of you, got dressed up to attend a safety meeting tonight. And if you knew it was going to be a safety meeting, attendance probably would have been much less. But as I wrap this up, I want to leave you with this. Today in the United States, 14 people lost their lives in workplace events. Yesterday in the United States, 14 people lost their lives to workplace events. In the electric power industry alone, we will lose over 30 people to workplace accidents this year. And unfortunately, these numbers have stopped declining. And in certain cases, specifically construction, they're on the rise. These numbers are the foundation of what drives me each and every day, and it's why we created the capacity model. Many of us in this room come from some sort of construction background, and we have no doubt experienced significant events during our careers. I would like each of you to pause for a moment and imagine a world where these events are eliminated. I believe this world is possible, and I believe it's possible within our careers. I believe no one should have a life-changing, life-altering, or life-ending event at work. And we have the ability to make this happen. I promise you we can make this happen. Are you still doing safety the way we've done it for the last 50 years? If so, I want to ask you to engage in this movement. This isn't a touchy-feely type of program. We're talking about what's important. We're talking about the shit that kills you and what we're doing about it. If you and your company haven't started this journey, I want to ask you why. Like us, you employ human beings, and they're fallible. They're going to screw it up. And if this happens when high energy is present, lives will be changed. The movement has started, and I'm asking everyone to join. Remember, it's not if we make a mistake, it's when we make a mistake. If we recognize that, we can build capacity to absorb failure and stop changing lives in construction. Don't sit on the sidelines, let's go. Thank you. So I want to take my last couple of minutes and thank a few people. Duke Austin, our CEO, whose passion for this industry is unrivaled. He pushes all of us to be better each day. My team, who has helped build and integrate the capacity model, quite frankly, I'm just a talking head anymore. A few of them are here tonight, so thank you, those of you that joined us here tonight. A special recognition, Mom and Dad are with us tonight. Mom and Dad. You laid the foundation in me, and any success that I've had or will have is due to the example that you showed me. To my sons, Seth and Eli, big hair Eli. That's Eli. My career often takes me away. I travel a lot. And I know it hasn't always been easy on you guys. You play a major role in my success, and I continue to strive to be a better father. To my wife, Kelly, I wouldn't be here without your love and support. And in fact, the capacity model would not exist without you giving me the ability to chase this crazy, crazy dream of mine. You play many roles. Your mom always, your dad when I'm gone, you're a tutor during the homework hours, baseball mom, you're always the umpire. You're the shuttle driver, the CEO, and my best friend. I love you, babe. The impact of your work goes well beyond our family. Through your work, you have impacted the lives of many. I love you. One last thank you to the entire ENR group, the family of Scots that are here at ENR. Richard, you crushed it. Thank you, sir. It's been great to get to know you. I hope everyone has a great night, and be safe.